It is 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. It is Friday, October 4th, AD 2024. And we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, The Hake Report show. I hope you do join me because I have some news to talk about. Some, maybe super chat. Oh, yeah, I did have some super chats to share with you guys. So, what is the news? Some of the news, just to FYI. And some calls to get to. If you guys want to call in, you're welcome to. If you're listening during the Hake Report live hours, 1-888-775-3773. But in the news, Liz Cheney, her face is a mess, in my opinion. Well, she's for not Trump. Campaigning with cackling Kamala Harris. Ridiculous. And Hailie Bieber. No, not Hailie Bieber. Hailie Jade. Hailie, the daughter of Eminem, is married and having a child. Gonna have a child. Pregnant. Hey. Did she change her last name? It's just, I don't know why I'm interested in it, but I sort of do know why. Because I like that one song. That's his best song. I think my dad's gone crazy. So cute. And the Starbucks CEO, his former CEO, Schultz, not a Christian. He got his First Amendment violated. He's violated labor law. In my opinion. I mean, the federal labor laws violate the First Amendment, in my opinion. But he's a nasty person. A phony, in my opinion. Because 10 years ago, he's like, oh, okay, so here's the quick story. If you're not happy at Starbucks, you can go work for another company. He told some employee, some California barista. Starbucks is a coffee shop, right? And this employee wanted to unionize or something, complain. And so that supposedly violated labor law. Get rid of these evil communist labor laws, right? Same guy, same spirit, different reaction from the mainstream 10 years prior. He's like, you can sell your shares if you don't want to support the gay agenda like Starbucks does. And the whole mainstream media is like, yeah, woo! Not everything's about money. Yes, it is, you liar. You snakes in the grass. So, some sick people in the world pushing their sick stuff, but that's the world. Anyway, I'm live on multiple platforms. Rumble, what's up, guys? Rumble crew. Hey, Age of Inversion. Hake wants this to send the 12-year-olds back to the factories. LOL. Yes, I was 12. I could have worked at a factory, but no. They let me watch Batman the Animated Series. I'm live on X. What's up, X faithful people? I'm live on Facebook, I do believe. Your calls are rolling in. You're welcome to call in. But anyway, guys. It's about time to get on with the show. Oh, let me just double check on Facebook. Anybody over here joining me? Yes, indeed. Bethany, nice to see you. So let's just get right on with the show.
The Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying playing the AJ Gallardo original theme song. It is so good. Shout out to AJ Gallardo. A leftist. My friend.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I am pleased to have you with me. Pardon me. Let me get my little mic thing. This is the Hake Report. Let me get right to a call here. While I have you, LIEZL. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? LIEZL.
Hey, should I turn my phone down? I mean, I didn't know if there would be an echo.
No, you sound okay right now.
Okay. Yes, LIEZL. Thanks, Hake. I'm a first-time caller. I was telling Derek, and I'm just here to say thanks to you guys. I'm a huge radio fan. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and I raised my son in the 90s, so you're probably about his age. And I'm out of breath because I'm kind of excited talking to you guys. Anyway, and I'm older, but I just want to congratulate you guys for all the hard work you guys do. And especially you guys sound like, especially you, because I love radio, and I don't hear a lot of good voices anymore on the radio as far as how you, say words and how you deliver your sentences and, just how you speak.
Cool.
And I just want to say thank you. You sound like a great disc jockey back in the day. San Francisco had a lot of good disc jockeys.
Nice.
Also, thanks to Nick. He's very intelligent, and I do appreciate you guys, how you guys help us, and it's quality talk. It's no cussing, and you guys just need to know you guys are doing a wonderful job. Thanks, Hake, and I really appreciate you. I love to listen to you. I love your voice. Thank you. I don't know. Do you guys go to school for that? How'd you guys train for those positions?
On the job training, working for Bond. We picked it up.
And how about your voice? Did you? Is that just you, or is that how you project your voice? Did you have to train for that, or is that just you?
I've picked up more and more as I've done it, and also I used to listen, like you. I used to listen to a lot of talk radio, and also I've watched Jesse talk in person, and he talks louder on a mic than he does like in a normal voice, and so I've kind of picked up on different things like that along the way. So.
Yeah, I just remember we were stationed in Vandenberg, and there was a radio station here called KRQK. Well, my mom's from the Philippines, so after my dad was stationed at Clark back in the 80s, we came here, he retired here. So I just really got into the disc jockeys back then, old school radio disc jockeys. So K-Rock was really popular here in Vandenberg back in the day. And when I heard you, I'm like, dang, he sounds like a dang radio jockey. I got to call and let him know. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Hake. I enjoy your voice. Tell Nick thanks. Joel probably needs a little help.
We'll let him know.
Hake. That's all I got to say. I'm a huge fan. I'm like back in my teens where I'm a fan of the disc jockeys again. I thought it was just a dying breed. I thought it was just completely dead.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, my God, they're back. Just a different venue, a different, source online. So thank you. It might sound weird, but I'm an older person, and I just miss the days when Jesse says, oh, the days are gone. Our country's never coming back. I kind of agree, especially when it comes to entertainment, listening to people talk on the radio. There's no more radio. I mean, I used to have an FM transistor radio. Those are gone. I could probably, do you think I could buy those online? The old school ones?
Yeah, the shortwave or the transistor radios, probably.
Yeah.
eBay, something like that.
That'd be cool if I heard you on one of those.
Yeah. I think that Jesse may be on shortwave radio. Last I heard, which was a few years ago, I thought I heard that he was on shortwave radio, which is cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks, Hake. I don't want to take your time. I know there's probably more important calls, but just know you guys have huge fans out here, especially me. I'm from Vandenberg Space Force Base. Thanks so much, dear. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Keep up the good work. Bye.
All right. Bye. LIEZL in California. Joel, you need a little help. That was fun. Yeah, I remember there's like some older guys who talk really well, and it just comes naturally. It's not like these guys putting on a deep voice and talking all proper or all, like you hear a lot. You know, there's a lot of guys with good voices, but then it just comes off so canned or so like they know that they have a good voice, you know? Yes, JLP is on shortwave radio. So you shortwave mavericks, figure it out. I wonder if it's on JessieLeePeterson.com. Let me just take a quick peek over here. Just to see. Let's peruse the Jacky Lee Peterson website, shall we? Together? Look at this beautiful scenery. That's, oh, my goodness. Hold on. Complicated business, folks, right? Here's me. Over on JessieLeePeterson.com/show, I encourage you to go there. JessieLeePeterson.com/show. See Jesse from the 90s. Well, that might have been the early 2000s. On the radio, uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time, 9 to noon Eastern, 8 to 11 Central. Call in 888-77-JESSE. That's my number, too. 1-888-775-3773. By the way, you can do the silent prayer. You can watch, podcast, catch the GLP network. Watch this. Boom. GLP network. And we also throw in Bill Lockwood in there just because he's on once a month, usually. Punchy TV. But over here, does it mention anything about shortwave? There is a radio affiliate. We're on 1600 Memphis, 9 a.m. Central Time. Hey, wonder if that's how Derek found us on the Memphis station. Really? Derek is in my ear saying, yup, that's how I did it. And I don't know if that's true or not. By the way, speaking of Memphis, there was a, you remember Tyree Nichols? I called him Tyre because it's Tyre, but it's Tyree Nichols. His quote-unquote killers were convicted on some of their accounts. Look at this old picture of JLP on I guess it's in the 90s, in a real radio station. This is a real radio station, too. I mean, what is this called? A studio. But in a out-of-office studio. We built this. I say we, but I should say just Bill. Or some Bill and crew built this studio in here. Nick has helped change things around, too, as did Sean, our second greatest producer, I guess we call him now. Anyway, I don't see the shortwave info, but you have to figure it out. Call the office if you, whatever. But but we are on shortwave radio. It's cool. Very nice. Well, JLP is. And I'm on his network. By the way, you can be listening. Listen to this. Just to see. Let's peruse the Jacky Lee Peterson website, shall we? Cool, huh? Together. That's the audio feed. There's an audio player there. And you can download the app over here. Watch. There's an app for, these people these iPhone C words people. Cowards is the C word, right? All of a sudden it's not zooming, but that's okay. Anyway, that's that for that. Let's get to some news. And your super chats. I will get to your super chats. Did see them. And there's a cool song that I'm going to show to you guys. Shout out to Spoiler Alert. In the news today, look at this gal. She's literally, and her father too, literally endorsing the most ridiculous person, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. And so this gal, this is Liz Cheney, and this is on the CNN website, the morning updates. You know, Hake listens and watches, not really listens, but reads Commie Nonsense Network every morning. Petty, vindictive, and cruel. That's this woman. But she calls Trump that. She calls Trump that. Let's listen to this. Hopefully we can skip the ad. She's literally calling Trump petty, vindictive. Oh, Lord. Pardon me, right? These dumb advertisements. Let's see if a skip ad thing comes in. Gross! What in the world? You know that this is targeted. This website is for women. They know that CNN is for women. Pardon me, guys and gals and kids. Ugh. Is it done? Is it done? Okay. Okay.
Sacrifice our capital to allow law enforcement officers to be beaten and brutalized in his name and to violate the law.
Let's hope it doesn't do an ad.
Donald Trump was willing to sacrifice our capital to allow law enforcement officers to be beaten and brutalized in his name and to violate the law and the Constitution in order to seize power for himself. I don't care if you are a Democrat or a Republican or an independent. That is depravity, and we must never become numb to it. Any person who would do these things can never be trusted with power again. We must defeat Donald Trump on November 5th.
Crazy, huh? Crazy woman.
In that election 20 years ago when we were campaigning in Wisconsin and all across the country, we were campaigning as compassionate conservatives. What January 6th shows us is that there is not an ounce of compassion in Donald Trump.
You kidding me?
He is petty, he is vindictive, and he is cruel. And Donald Trump is not fit to lead this good and great nation.
It's not good, and it's no longer great. What a psycho projecting evil lame-o woman, huh? Phony Liz Cheney. Oh, by the way, I meant to show you her face. Look at how CNN doesn't seem to like her. Look at what they did to her face. You see it? Those of you not watching the video feed, she has a crooked face on. Like she kind of looks like her father there. Doesn't her father have a face like that? Man, oh man, this, okay, enough. Anyway, you get it. Ridiculous. She's a reptilian, says Vincent Frank. Let me go back to it one more time and see if there's anything else that she said that's like remarkable. Oh no, that's Helene. Presidential race. It's wild to me that Kamala Harris, who called, did she ever apologize for calling it a lynching when that boy, you know that boy, Jussie Smollett, said that he was harassed and called, oh, this is MAGA country, and they put bleach in it. What possessed him to do that? You know that people get cockamamie ideas in their heads. JLP is so right about that. Who would do these things can never be trusted with power again. The people who cannot be trusted with power are the ones who have been proven decade after decade, year after year, term after term, not to enforce the border laws, but to usurp the border laws and twist them around in order to allow the invasion to go out of control and change our culture for the worse, change the face of the people for the worse. They call evil good and good evil. That's what the devil does. Pardon me. She's over in Wisconsin. She was voted out by Wisconsin. campaigning with cackling lame-o Kamala Harris. Phony Kamala Harris. Two phony people, huh? Embarrassing. The CNN is obviously taking sides. Meanwhile, Trump falsely claimed Kamala stole money from FEMA and used it for housing and gift cards for illegals. They call them undocumented immigrants. Fake news. Fake news. They're not undocumented, and they're not immigrants. They are aliens, illegal aliens. Their values are alien. Their culture is alien. And they don't love us. But we love them, right? Do we love them? Do we love the illegals? We better. For your own protection. So that's this sick in the head woman. Talk about bitterness, huh? Anyway. What else is going on in the world? My favorite song from this guy, I like that song. He had catchy songs. This rapper, this white rapper from Detroit area, he's saying, I wouldn't let Hailie, Hailie, listen to me neither. It's supposed to be either, but he's talks sort of black. CNN tries to act like Jade is this woman's last name. Hailie Jade. Jade is like her second name or middle name or second first name or something. Eminem is going to be a grandpa. CNN Entertainment. Hake Entertainment. Look at these ridiculous ads. CNN is making money off of ads that is being forced in my face and by extension your face. Hake's own fault. This is an article by Ali Rosenblum. And here's this grown man still trying to do rap. I mean, doing it. His angst has been pretty stale for maybe like 10 years. Maybe 20. The last good song that he made was that song that they played on K-Rock. Dun, 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 dun. Eminem and 2024 MTV Music Video Awards in New York. And I'm half kidding. I don't know. I haven't kept up with him. He's taking on a new role in life, grandfather. And this is no big news to you Mexicans. And can I say Rica? Blacks, pharaohs, because you guys are grandpas in your 40s, and this guy's barely 50 or something. The rapper, Eminem, his real name is Marshall something Mathers, right? Announced his daughter, Hailie Jade, 28, expecting her first child, and he announced it in a music video Thursday, yesterday, for his song with some gal, Skylar Grey. I assume that's a gal, right? Please tell me that's a woman. At one point in the video, this person, musical artist and podcaster, Jade. Oh, the daughter. My bad. Hailie. See, look, they're calling Hailie Jade as if Jade is the last name. It's not the last name. It's Hailie Jade Scott Mathers. Scott is her, mother's... Scott is her mother's name, right? Because I think Eminem had a daughter with Scott. Somebody Scott. I'm blanking on the gal's name. Was she married to him? I forget. So Scott Mathers. Scott one last name, the mother's last name. Mathers, her father's last name. So why are you calling her Jade? You're pretending to be a feminist. Because common nonsense is feminist, meaning they prop up women in a way that as if they're men. No, you call her Hailie. Jade is like her second name or her middle name. You're like, nobody knows. Do people normally call her this? Her last name is Eminem. Hake, please chill out. And by the way, he was pretending to be antagonistic against not just Christians, but also the mainstream media. Like he was this independent-minded person, her father. I think my dad's gone crazy. And that's what she's saying is like a 6-year-old. I'm going to eat. Dad? So cute. Hailie Jade. By the way, she's pretty she presents herself in somewhat a pretty classy way for a 28-year-old especially. Well, yeah, I don't have to be that impressed, but I like her. Hailie. It's not Jade, it's Hailie. So she's a musical artist herself and a podcaster. She has a podcast and an IG and stuff like that. Clean seeming gal. Presents herself well. Right on. And she gave her father a blue shirt that reads Grandpa on the back. And also gave him like a sonogram, which is that thing where you can see the baby inside the stomach, but it's black and white and it's weird. I think. And she smiles and laughs at her dad's reaction to the news. Is it staged or does she do it on camera and like surprise him? I don't know. It's not important. What's important is that they're trying to call her Jade. And they're calling him Eminem. A grown man calling him by his rap name. Nobody even knows what Eminem means anymore. Whatever. And by the way, she's married to a guy named McClintock. McClintock? Why is she not McClintock? Hailie Jade McClintock. Jade middle name. So anyway, let me show you the pictures. You guys want to see pictures? This is from page 6. Some of these pictures are stretched out or smushed in. This is page 6, a sleazy outlet. I think it's affiliated with New York Post or something. It has that feel. Look at them. Nice looking couple, I guess. I guess he's not that classy, but what do you expect? Isn't that kind of nice? Couple pictures. Cringe. There's I guess, is a screen shot still of her dad and her. The heck. I guess it's okay. And that's the sonogram thing. See the black and white little baby there? It's a double murder if they kill a pregnant woman, but it's not one single murder if she kills their baby. The woman is God. That's a side note about culture. Look, he looks like one of those actor guys. This is terrible. This is the other thing I wanted to show you guys. Look at him kneeling, all dressed up like a male model. And he's kneeling on one knee for her on camera. And I know that since like the 90s, at least, they've been kneeling like that. Begging, will you marry me? This doesn't look right. But they're trying to be classy, and they're the best way they know how. They're young. But that's awful. Isn't that terrible? I think it is. But anyway. They're overseas. They're in that foreign country, England. England is a foreign country now. I bet even the English feel that their country is a foreign country now. Kind of like America. I see them in front of this clock tower thing. I'm pretty sure that's England, right? Please tell me. Oh, that's Michigan State University. Really? Why does Michigan State University trying to copy London? Really? That's embarrassing. That's not Michigan. Tell me they're wrong and I'm right. We're looking at pictures of Hailie Jade. I keep on wanting to say Hailey Bieber. Shout out to Hailey Bieber. Isn't that cool? The Baldwin. I like the Baldwins. Hailey Baldwin turned Hailey Bieber. Only because they changed their last name. As if people who change their last name are such righteous people. He studied economics. kissing. Oh no. They dressed up as like Scooby-Doo human beings. Yeah, tell me that's, pretend this is Michigan State University. That's not Michigan State University. That's England. I've recognized that tower. I mean, that bridge. It's not London Bridge, though, so I don't care about it. Anyway, that's that for that, pretty much. Oh, wait up. What does it say? He even asked for the rapper's blessing to marry her. That's what you're supposed to do, I guess. You're supposed to ask the dad, hey, can I marry your daughter? Pardon me, that's that. Hake, what are you doing? Asks Zazen. God, why? Says Potleaf. Flip the table on the name changers. On the name non-changers, him diddy. Why do you care about all of that, though? Hake, asks Nugget Man. It's kind of a sign of the times. And I read about Eminem in Jesse Lee Peterson's book, which you can get on his t-shirt store page as well, rebuildingtheman.com/stores. The Antidote. I read about this guy. I've always been somewhat interested in him. And I like how when she was a little kid, she did a rap duet with her dad. And that was so cute. And then later in another song, he said, I wouldn't let Hailie listen to me neither. Read the room, Hake. Nobody cares. Well, as Superman said, I care. Next subject, Hake. Everybody bossing me around. The snake pit is bossing me around. Snake pit. I did promise I would get to the callers who I wasn't able to get to. Hake is a... No, I'm not a wigger. Yeah, who cares about these betas? Did Bond donate to Hurricane Helene? Why would I do that? She's like, I think my dad's gone crazy. And he's being kind of a bad example. But it was fun back then, and it's fun to this day. We wish them well. I like her. I like her. Like, she's somewhat classy. And I kind of like him, even though he is a psycho anti-Trump guy who did a lame, mainstream media-friendly cipher, so hateful towards Trump. Trump is who Eminem wishes he was. Trump is truly independent. He is a big, pardon me, kids. Cover your ears, kids. But he's a big, maybe I shouldn't do that. Finger in the finger towards, he's a big finger. I'll leave out the word middle. To the mainstream media, to the establishment. And this guy is the establishment. He is a lame-o. He's basically a boomer. He's Gen X, but he's a boomer. He's lamer than any of my Gen X callers, I bet you. Except, I mean, he's very talented. I like it. I like him. But he's a sucker, and he was raised wrong, and he never got past his anger, and he's an overgrown adolescent person. Eminem stole Hake's look. He stinks. I can't stand him or his stupid rap. And I learned Eminem songs from my Asian friends, so don't try to tell me that I'm trying to be black. Okay? Whatever his politics, he loves his kids, and it shows. Yeah, that part is kind of nice. You know, the best he knows how. Everything is fake. And he's stayed relatively fit, not fat. Although I like Meatloaf. You know that singer? But he's a lame kiss-up. Careful, Hake. Eminem will come out with a diss track about you. Says Albert C. You know what? Trump never responded to Eminem's lame cipher against him. I don't think Trump ever responded. I think Eminem was disappointed. He didn't respond to me. Eminem is pure evil, says Realism Mod Enjoyer. Where's Meatloaf down? Where's Meatloaf now? I think it's 2 words, Meatloaf. He's looking down from heaven, shaking his head at Eminem. Ah. Look, they've forgotten Meatloaf. This is Meatloaf. He was a touch pudgy, portly, but he was a great singer and a Trump supporter. A degenerate, I guess they say, maybe, and a conservative. Even though all musicians are liberals, he died in 2022. Well, hey, see, I can see you guys' chats. Watch. What should I send? Where should I send you guys? I wonder what this does. Check out Hake's website, thehakereport.com, I think. /shows. Looking at the live feed. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, guys, those of you who bore with me through it. And shout out to the people who left, if you left. Let's get to some calls. I did promise William in California I would get to him because I left him hanging yesterday. Well, how you doing, William? Appreciate you, man.
Oh, no, you didn't leave me hanging. It's okay.
Right on.
We only got so much time. I've been wanting to talk to you about this situation in Springfield, Illinois. There's over about 1,000 Hebrew Israelites interrupting the traffic, marching through the town.
Yeah.
Like they're military, and I was like, what is this for? As the residents were the same way. Come to find out, they were there to address ending slavery. Did I say that clearly? Slavery.
Wow. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yes.
Black Hebrew Israelite. What do they mean by slavery?
I don't know, James.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gavin Newsom clowned the blacks in California once again. Your reparations was shot down.
Nice. Good for them. Good for him.
Did not tell you they was getting nothing? They're not getting anything. And I'm going to say something. Economic recovery of any kind will not put anybody black in the same class as people that are doing positive things or used to doing positive things all their life or for generations. And you had a call, as much as I like this caller, Ronnie, about white people being able to walk in banks and just sign on a dotted line and be able to get or obtain wealth, property, loans.
Yeah.
That is actually wrong and has never happened.
Huh.
How you get anything like that is for you to have good credit and capital. So he mentioned better schools. They have better opportunities because they have better schools. And the thing about that is crappy neighborhood, crappy school.
Yeah, true.
And anything outside of that, it's either public school or private school. I went to both.
And who makes the neighborhood but the people in the neighborhood, meaning the parents and their children? Yep.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. And if you don't want to deal with that, you have to send your child to a private school.
Right.
And how you do
or
that,
keep them home.
Well, you got to pay for it. So I don't see any advantage for white people in that department either.
That's true.
As for the news, somebody in Seattle, some black kid went up behind a maintenance man and killed him. And I think was released.
Oh, really?
Arizona State University, there was a black girl that attacked a white girl on campus, stabbed her several times, and was released. And then in Maryland, some kids knocked some white man unconscious. I don't know what happened with that either. So this is starting to make me think about this 0.0, what is it? On the crime.
1.0, less than 1.05% of blacks every year commit violent crimes, according to my co-host. Are you talking about that one?
Joe.
Our friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting to make me wonder because and it didn't something happen in the subways in New York, a knife wielding individual, and now they're protesting in New York. See, they always come up with something to protest about just before the elections.
Wow.
They do this all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a mess. They don't care about us. They don't really care about us. They just pretend like Newsom included. He
played him.
I mean, sometimes some Democrats have a little bit of sense, like the older ones, really, especially.
Yeah.
Remember Jerry Brown Jr.?
Yeah.
He rejected pot, for example, because he said it makes people useless or lazy or, you know.
Yeah. And if you notice...
And he was a liberal.
Yeah, he was. Well, if you notice, every state that passed that stuff legal turned those states into crap holes.
Yeah.
Oregon, Washington, California, Colorado, Illinois.
Yeah. It didn't work. It's because it's not... There's a lot of listeners who use pot.
Yeah, of course.
And some of them are as good a quality of person as you or me, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Right? But
Absolutely.
the pot culture is degenerate. It's all about getting high. It's not about health.
Yeah.
It's not about cancer or, you know, stuff like that. It is about getting high and being trifling.
When they first started doing this, I think it was San Francisco that was the first ones in the country to open up these stores. The one that I told you about, they snatched the gate off of it with the car the other day I talked to you about.
Yes.
That particular dispensary had a lot of backlash. It was one of the first in the country.
Wow.
And they were saying, okay, it's legal, it's passed, but the issue that they have with that is that this thing was near schools, high schools.
Oh, yeah, nice.
It's like, you know...
You can't do that. That's not right, because the high schoolers, everybody knows, even my competitor knows that you're not supposed... And that's the people who do it the most is like the high schoolers. You're not supposed to.
That's what the argument was. They said, look here, we don't really have to teach high schools how to do that.
Right. High schoolers do it. I knew pot smokers in high school a little bit. But you're not even... My competitor says that... One of my competitors says that your brain is not even fully developed until age 25, and this could affect your brain development.
And they tend to, shall we use the word abuse or use? They tend to use or want to use more than anybody.
Yeah. In fact, I know people who were doing pot in 7th and 8th grade, like ages 12, 13, maybe even 11. That's wild.
Right. Yeah, it is. But,
and a lot of them, their short-term memories are shot. These are people my age and younger. They can hardly they can hardly remember stuff. They're kind of lazy. They're trifling, and they're held back in life in the physical way, you know. And it's a shame.
Playing video games and eating cereal.
Well, I mean, they may even work a job, but it's kind of like a lower level lame-o job, which I respect it. I like it. I appreciate it. I really admire people who work, period, no matter what. But it's definitely like either it's had an effect on their life or it goes with the mindset of the mindset of people who are just, pardon me, but losers in life. the kind of anger that holds you back in life where you can't even hardly function.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, before we move the wheels along, I just wanted to just say that when the blacks were freed from slavery after the Civil War, they were on pace to surpass a lot of ethnic groups as far as solid family dynamics and education.
Yeah.
And they were really, really under some really horrific conditions, Jim Crow, redlining, all of that stuff. Under those conditions, they really, really advanced.
Yeah.
From what was it, 86? Whenever they stopped slavery, till 1960. So let's explain to me what happened from 60 till 24.
It was even declining prior to 60, but you're right. It like went on overspeed, like when Anchor Baby's not paying attention to when he's on his flight. It was like it went way out of control and nobody cared. Wasn't there because J. Patrick Moynihan, I remember hearing this years ago from an historian who said he came out with a report. He was a Democrat in 1965 saying the black family is in crisis, 25% out of wedlock birth rate. And that was considered a crisis. And now whites are like 30% and blacks are like 75% plus or minus, depending on
a little bit higher.
Yeah.
A little bit higher.
77 if you count the if you count the native born blacks.
Yeah. Before those times, the black family was way more likely to have two-parent home. Way more than their white counterparts.
In the early days, huh? During like
yes, they were subject to be together more than anybody in the country. So there has never been a bank to let a white man sign a piece of paper and just automatically give him anything. It's called credit. It's called capital. And this is a free market country. I don't know about the thing about blacks couldn't, because they actually did.
Yeah.
They actually advanced back in those days, and then it just stopped, like you said, around 60, maybe 56, when they started integrating the schools.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but
there was always, even during, pardon me, even during the late 1800s, early 1900s, there was that poison, because there's always been bitter complainer people, grumblers, and they took the quote unquote lead more and more from the time of W.E.B. Du Bois, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing about Booker T quotes talking about the people the class of blacks who try to keep your complaints in front of you, your grievances in front of you, so that to hold you back. What a mess.
Right. I mean, we can go down the list. Maxine Waters, Sheila Jackson, Frederica Wilson, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. There's many more that were in college in these 1960s.
And the college ones, the college blacks are the worst. Kind of.
Oh, it can be. It
Yeah.
can be. Look at Langston University in Oklahoma with a 4% graduation rate.
Wow.
Black excellence, and they're on video. Just the campus is just partying, dancing.
Yep. Thank you, William. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, you guys have a good weekend.
You as well. Take care.
All right.
Bye. And Kyle out of Massachusetts is on the line here. Kyle, are you there?
Hi, how's it going, Hake? I just wanted to say, first and foremost, that basically...
Kyle, I've been calling you Carl. That's
Well,
funny.
I actually changed the name from. Well, I have a nickname called Carl. My name's
You're
Carl,
outside
but,
again. This is not good. Come back inside.
Hold on one second. Hey, hold on. I'm going inside.
This
One
man.
second. But my name's actually right now. My name is Joe, and I wanted to say that.
Hold on, man. Hold on. This is unacceptable. Hang on. Yeah, I chuckled at Frederica Wilson too. Mildly attractive snake pit chat tard. Thank you, Derek. Our greatest producer. Kyle, he don't care. That's Bill Clinton, says Bradley Smith. It does sound like Bill Clinton. I got to read your super chats. Ladies and gents, it's time for to catch up on the super chats. Over on Streamlabs, I think I'm all caught up. Double check. Yeah, mum. Who's your bear? Gregatron, Lin Yen Chin. Thank you, guys. Keeping it alive. I do have quite a few super chats, as you see. So, Skyjack yesterday bought a coffee. Love when Joe calls. Always bummed out when you forget the puppet, the snake puppet. Sad face emoji. Love you, Hank. Thank you, Skyjack. Cool name. Appreciate it. I love when... Yeah, thank you. I can agree. Not a victim says, hey, you're crazy, girl. Giurl. Girl. You're crazy, girl. Says not a victim. Don't call me a girl. I'm a man. But thank you, not a victim. Very cool. Appreciate you guys. I think I saw a Popcorn Stump Keg thing, right? Popcorn Stump Keg, Mark to Hake. Had I been around during this time of the Crusades, I would have been standing with them. Hake to Mark, that's dumb. You weren't around back then, so you have no idea what you or I would have done. Oh yeah, he tried to say, and you would have been staying at home, appeasing. Mark from Los Angeles. Just the disrespect between Hake and Mark. Why can't we get along? We're Christians. We are whites. Or at least Irish. Hake is not that Irish, but maybe a little. Also Hake. Okay, so that's Hake poo-pooing the notion that Mark would have been fighting alongside the Crusaders, which was in line with the mainstream culture, was to go on the Crusades, I assume. Was it in line with the mainstream culture to go on the Crusades to fight back against the Muslim invaders and to spread Christianity and do good? Or do evil, maybe, too. Do ego, maybe, as well. Or do just what you're told. You do what they told you. Because the Crusades were ordered by the powers that be, right? The king, the church, whatever. Present day, some of you guys think that you're crusaders. Shout out to all of you. You see these immigrants, foreigners, anchor babies, whatever they are, in England and Ireland, hurting kids, children, with using knives to hurt the children. I'm laughing because I kind of reminded myself of another competitor, Jordan Peterson. I'm not laughing at using knives to hurt children. Obviously. What, you think I'm cold? And so you think you're a crusader and going to fight against the government, against your own government, and you think that's a good idea? It's not a winning idea. At least not when you do it in a rash and angry, overreacting, bringing more trouble on yourself, and not doing actually any good way. So I was arguing with Mark, because Mark was supporting the rioters, moral support for the rioters, the people who were trying to burn the buildings. And, you know, I had that spat with some callers. I kind of learned my lesson because I got a strike after it happened in Ireland, then it happened in England, and I don't know, maybe I'm confusing stories. There's been multiple stories of Angolans or Muslims or blacks or somebody stabbing children in some of these white countries overseas. So I'm like, you don't know what you would have done. Anyway, also Hake, says Popcorn Thump Cake, Trump said that he would have, had he been president at the time, he would have negotiated around the Civil War, and I believe him. It's not a direct quote, but we'll go with it. Guess the idea of not being alive during a particular time, therefore you don't know what you would or wouldn't have done, goes out the window and it's Trump, says Popcorn Thump Keg. Popcorn Thump Keg trying to get a gotcha. Kind of taking sides with Mark almost. Against Hake. I bet you, Mark from Los Angeles, if you're listening, shout out, man. One of my favorite Irishmen. Probably in my top 100 Irishmen. It's a totally different situation and scenario, though, because I credit, it's not that I believe Trump or disbelieve Trump. I don't even consider about, I don't even think if Trump was, I don't even think Trump necessarily was talking about had he been president. I don't remember whether he said that. He said he would have negotiated around the Civil War. That's the line. And I love that because nobody else in politics, and then we'll get back to calls, thinks about the Civil War in terms of this was a terrible thing, we shouldn't have done it. They're like, we fought a civil war to free the slaves, as if it's this some righteous thing. And then the blacks see through that and they're like, you didn't fight to free the slaves, you fought for power. Yeah. No. Negotiate for peace. But no, the kissing up to the blacks. And pretending like this history stuff that happened was like a good thing. There were some things that may have been good that came out of it. A whole lot of evil came out of it, my opinion. 600,000 dead Americans, according to what I heard. So I'm just talking about how Trump thinks differently and speaks differently and is different from these phonies. So that's my point. And Mark talking about, oh, I would have been in the Crusades. Everybody talks like they would be a hero. That's not remarkable. Mark is all talk. And shout out to Mark. Maybe I shouldn't say he's all talk, because he's more than just all talk. Nobody's just all talk. They're also rash and get themselves in trouble. Angry people, emotionally angry people, prideful people, puffed up people, do wrong and get themselves in trouble and get other people in trouble. It's not right. It's not good. So, shout out. Thank you, Popcorn Thump Cake. And a few other super chats, all right, that I shall read to you here. Don't necessarily want to show them, okay? Little Rock, it, man, 3 coffees. So glad you didn't look up those words. You said no hard feelings. LOL, OL. Yeah, and I shan't look up your words. You can let me call in. I'd be somewhat civil. You hear me on Joel Friday, and I answer and ask anything, and actually, shockingly, leave those conversations in thought. Joel makes him think. Shout out to Joel Friday TV. So if there's no hard feelings, you can invite me on your show, and you can even confront me over anything you wish. In a breakup, there's no hard feelings, right? You break up with a woman, let's say. There's no hard feelings. That doesn't mean you get back in touch with the gal or you stay friends with the gal, quote unquote, necessarily. It can be more love not to talk to her ever again. And that's how you love. Because oftentimes when we contact somebody, when you contact somebody, you text an old girlfriend or an old boyfriend or this or that. It's for like selfishness. It's for Satan put something in your mind and it turns out bad. You don't do that. No hard feelings doesn't mean you keep talking or stay quote unquote friends. You're more a friend not talking oftentimes than you are talking. With many words is meaninglessness. That's in the Bible, something like that. I may be able to forgive you one day, but I don't trust you publicly, and I was earnestly hurt privately. That's your legacy. A legacy of hurting people. So it messes with my head when you say you like me, when you hate me. But whatever, it's intentional. I could be wrong. I'm done for this week. You helped hurt me. How do you accept that? Hey. Forgive me. It's for your own good. Another one from Little Rock. Man, I cracked up that you made sure you didn't say anything to me yesterday on Joel Friday TV. 200th episode, 202nd or so. Spicy challenge. Laughing faces. I finally found punchy. Now be honest, when discussing sex, isn't it so uncomfortable at times? Sorry, kids, ladies, parents. Especially because you have to admit you're what's the definition of virginity? Virgins are women, young ladies, girls, who have not had sex. Thanks for reading. I'm headed to the movies. Oh, and get Nick some help. The issues are becoming more evident. I don't know what that means. And one more. Scotty Ben 1000. I neglected to read this one. Ring. Let's see, it's over here somewhere. Oh, Scotty Ben 1000. Hake! Serious question. I've been raising my daughter on my own since she was 3. The tender age of 3 years old. That's the right time to start taking over a son or daughter. I'm raising her to be a traditional housewife. But as the years go by, I only see beta young men these days, thinking of teaching her a trade or skill to provide for herself as a backup. What would you recommend? I pray she'll meet a sensible white man, such as yourself one day. Praying hands emoji. P.S. Postscript. I forgot to tell you. She didn't appreciate all that cussing on your show the other day. I know. Carl, cussing up a storm. I'm going to hang up on you right away, Kyle, if I hear one cuss word out of you. Carl. And no impersonations, by the way. Don't impersonate. Kyle is on hold right now. Don't be impersonating Joe or whoever. There's only one impersonator I will accept. And that's the impersonation from that one gal of Earl. And that was on the line. Yeah, understood, Scotty Ben 1000. Suggestion for trade or skill. I don't know. I don't know what I would recommend. I mean, it's good to be ready to stay at home. And it's good to know that you don't know what the future may hold, whether you get married or don't. Could be either way. It's good to have skills, even as a housewife. There's a lot of skills you can learn even via YouTube. Just be fit, work. You know, it's I know one young man who has a young daughter who's a young lady now and who worked from a young age. She works, has a good attitude, conscientious, smart. By smart, I mean street smart. Don't go out at night. Watch your back. Be aware. Be alert. Know how to handle yourself. Know how to handle. If you catch my drift, but not too crazy with that either. Maybe. Then she'll be fine. Yeah, because who knows? But don't. And also, don't get ahead of yourself. And don't worry. The Lord provides. Thank you, Scotty, Ben 1000. I appreciate it, sir. And thanks for the heads up about the cussing. See proof. Kids listen to Hake. I tried to tell you. But you wouldn't listen. And let's get back to Kyle in Massachusetts on the line here. Kyle, are you there? Hello. Hey.
How's it going, Hake?
It's going well, but I'm hearing my voice coming back. How come you're on speakerphone? Hang on, man. Hang on. Well, hang on. Listen, man. Let me get to John. Sensible John in Kentucky. Putting the whites to shame. How you doing, John in Kentucky?
I'm doing all right. What's wrong with that guy's phone?
Kyle, listen to John in Kentucky. He sounds perfect. And he's
It's a cell phone.
And you're a working man, right? You work.
No, I don't work. I'm on welfare.
Oh, he's kidding. He's trolling. Yeah. John from Kentucky works. His phone is always perfect. And I don't get you, Kyle. Grow up. Anyway, go ahead, John.
Well, I got three things. Two that won't take long.
All right.
All right, the first one is kids don't listen to the show unless they're 3 years old and younger because they should be in school. I never understood why you say kids to listen to the show.
Oh,
unless
well,
it's summertime.
Well, yeah, and also some kids are homeschooled. And this is sort of
like you.
History civics class.
This is the worst thing for them if they're homeschooled, man. This is like just messing up their brain, Hake. This is not a good show to listen to for homeschool.
Touche.
Goodness grief.
Yeah.
Also,
yep.
This is for Mark. Mark, you need to start calling back in. Stop your little boycott. You just want Hake to apologize to you. That's all he wants, Hake. He wants you to apologize to him.
Yeah, and I do apologize to Mark. I've perhaps been unfair and impatient with him at times.
Don't be weak. Don't be weak.
Mark, call back. Be a man.
Yeah, be a man, man. Hake is unfair to everybody who disagrees with him.
That's true.
So he don't have to. Hake, you're racist, but you're not as racist as Mark. Mark wants you to be like him, exactly like him.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants the whole radio show to be about. I like to hear the racism stuff, but if it was just complete, everybody talk like the way Mark does, and Joe didn't call in, and Frederick didn't call in, I don't think I would listen either, because that would be too much.
Yeah, the interaction, the disagreement, the clarifying, the debating, the outbursts, all that is part of the show. It's what makes the show.
Yeah. So just listen, enjoy it, and then go about your regular life like you do.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I don't let whatever you say bother me. Y'all are racist as crap, in my opinion.
Don't say crap, kids.
The third thing.
Yes.
I have a problem with your caller name starts with a W that just was on the phone a second ago.
Yeah, my friend from California.
Yeah, like last week when Mark was trying to get everybody to not listen to you, he called in, and he was so empathetic for Mark. He was like, Mark can believe what he wants to believe and feel the way he wants to feel. And
true.
Mark, your voice needs to be heard and all this crap. But if you're being honest, doesn't Mark have a bigger gripe with, not Mark, but William, with black people? Like he almost totally hates black people. Mr. William.
My callers who criticize black people, some of them may get impatient with blacks, and part of it may be they're identifying they are black, and so they sort of identify as black, and then they get embarrassed by the fact that other blacks are acting like this, and it could play on their minds a little bit. I don't know if that's his case, but everybody should watch themselves, not to be hating, including, let's say you're a sensible black, and let's say you see a black acting like he has no sense, whether it's some of my black callers who are agreeing with me, or criminals, or whatever, rappers and degenerates. There's no sense or good in despising them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I'm one of them blacks. I get embarrassed when I'm in a public place and then one of those crazy type blacks come in and acting a fool.
Right.
Like, I get embarrassed for them. I shouldn't, but I do. Like, it'll be to the point where I'll tell my wife, look, let's just go, man.
Well, that's a good idea, because you don't want to be in the same place, because they they could come towards you and do something crazy. And you don't want to be in that atmosphere.
I'm not about to call you every day and have a different story on the news and like just criticize. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I got eyes. I can see the blacks. Not see. Y'all say mostly, but man, I gotta go, man. They're calling me.
It's good to hear from you, John, in Kentucky. I understand you. We'll talk later.
All right.
Bye.
All right, gotta go. Yeah.
That's a black Hebrew Israelite, by the way. Kyle in Kentucky, he disappeared. He was ready, and then he disappeared. Kyle, I appreciate you, but today just wasn't your day for the Hake. But I do appreciate you, man. You brought up some interesting things sometimes, definitely. I like our talks about music and stuff like that. Anyway. Steven in Maryland is on the line here. Steven, thank you for calling. It's been a little bit. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm doing fine. How about you?
Doing fine as well. Still kicking.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Today I heard William says the blacks, but I never heard a white man says the whites. Why is that?
I do a little bit, but you're right. We don't really think about the whites, because the whites are not as uniform as the blacks.
Blacks aren't uniform. We're monolithic.
Yeah, you guys are monolithic.
That's right.
Monolithic means uniform.
Well, the other one then.
Oh,
we're not all alike.
You're diverse.
We're not all alike. We're not all alike, in other words.
Oh, but I mean, you all think alike, and you all think of racism is real.
I don't think alike. Look at William. I don't think like William.
That's true. Well, that's one person. He's the minority. He's like he's in the 5%.
I don't even think he's black.
He's in the 3% of sensible blacks.
Right. Okay. Let's go back to back to the 50s.
Yeah.
When William said we was doing fine. We was not doing fine in the 50s. I was there.
What were you? What weren't you doing? Are you on a speakerphone or a Bluetooth or a headset or AirPods? I know you're 87.
So,
I was thinking about it. You are twice my age. I'm 43 and a half. No, I'm 40. I don't know. Never mind.
You're right now.
I'm 43. I'm over 43, and you're over 87. I'm rapidly I'm catching up to you, man.
You never catch up.
I don't know. As we reach infinity, we come together.
Unless I die, maybe you catch up.
Right. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, getting back to the 50s. When William said we was doing so fine, like Jesse says, we was doing great.
Speak right into the receiver so you come through.
I'll speak right into it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Okay. We was not doing fine in the 50s.
No?
50s back. They had Jim Crow, that's white supremacy, right?
But Jim Crow was mostly inconsequential to most blacks' lives.
Okay.
Right?
Anyway.
Wasn't it pretty
he was not
inconsequential?
doing that fine. Huh?
Was Jim Crow inconsequential? Like, of little consequence?
I said, what? He couldn't do anything.
Yeah, you went away from your phone again. Stay.
Down south anyway. I know you have to get off the sidewalk when a white man walks down the street.
Yeah, I remember Mays
Ain't no
complained
way
about that.
I'm getting off the sidewalk if he come down the street.
Well, that's your bad attitude. You're your own man, and you're acting like you wouldn't be your own man if you didn't follow the rules of the time.
That was not a rule. That wasn't a law.
Oh, well, hey, it's fine. Just get off the side. I get off the sidewalk for people now. Because we have COVID Crow. We have COVID Crow, and all the liberals want me to get off the sidewalk for them as we're walking down this up and down the same sidewalk, and so I get off for them because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, look, this is what happened during the 60s.
Yes.
In the 60s, we got civil rights.
All right.
Only time we got civil rights because we was treated bad. Ever hear a lot of black folks talking, your folks that come on there like William, talking about that was the worst thing that happened to us, like Jesse said, that's the worst thing that happened to black people.
Civil rights, so-called civil rights? Yeah, it was real bad.
Yeah.
It's affected
Anyway,
you guys' minds.
That was an improvement. Up to the 80s, we were doing fine. Up to the 80s when the drugs came in, that's when it all went to hell.
Well, the drugs wouldn't have been of any consequence had the mothers not turned into being single mothers.
What does that have to do with it?
Because the single mothers raised thugs, and the thugs are more likely to deal drugs, sell drugs, smoke drugs, and kill over drugs.
Because my father got killed in the war.
That's irrelevant. You were raised right still. Your father getting killed in the war is more honorable and understandable than an immoral father and mother not marrying and being nasty. That was by no choice of your parents, so you can't really blame your father.
You should never use that word nasty.
Why not?
Because nasty, I used to say that word. I say, when I see something nasty, a woman nasty, that means, that means she's not clean, she doesn't smell good, she doesn't look good.
Right.
That's what I associate with nasty with.
And spiritually nasty people have a nasty attitude. It smells bad, it stinks, it's
that's right.
vulgar.
That's a nasty woman.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by...
Like that, man. You ever see a woman walk down the street, nasty smell? Do you smell a woman walk down the street?
No, they smell great. They all smell great.
Well, wait a minute. Trump comes up with that word nasty, and all of a sudden, women are nasty.
Well, yeah, because
you guys
Hillary...
got a leader, Trump.
Well,
everything he says,
Hillary Clinton had a nasty attitude. She was such a nasty woman.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, huh?
She just spoke up what she wanted to say.
In a nasty way.
The man said it, you'll be all right?
Now, I like blacks and Hillary speaking up for themselves. But
right. How about men?
There's a nice and a nasty way to do it.
Nasty.
And she's nasty.
Okay. But anyway, I wouldn't never call a woman nasty.
Okay, good for you.
Right, because I respect women. I love women.
I don't.
You don't love women?
You can either love them or you can respect them. Respect is beta and hate. Love is righteous and unemotional. I love women. I cherish women.
I thought love was emotion. It was emotion.
No. You thought wrong. You thought like lit. I shouldn't have said that, kids. Don't say that, kids.
I got that one, too.
I have bad influences in my lives teaching me bad words.
But I respect all women.
Good for you.
Women are meant to be respected.
No, men are meant to be... Women should respect men, and men should love women. How about that?
That's right. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Nice. Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jesse calls Mrs. Obama Big Mama.
Right. Isn't that cute?
Has he seen Mrs. Thomas?
Yeah, of course. He's friends with. You're talking about Ginny Thomas, Ginnie Thomas.
Now
That's a
what you
beautiful
call
woman.
her?
That's a beautiful, lovely woman.
What else is she?
She is Mrs. Clarence Thomas and white.
What else?
And white
She's kind of oversized, isn't she?
and Christian. Yeah, she might be Southern. The Southern belles are big gals.
Is she oversized?
Yes.
Why doesn't he call her Big Mama?
Because she's not trying to control our lives like Big Mama is. Big Mama tries to control your life. She ate
Big
all
Mama
the ribs.
has no power.
Huh?
She has no power.
That's right.
Michelle Obama has no
Michelle
power.
Obama, you have no power. I'm with you,
That's
man.
right. No power.
You have no power over me.
That's right. So why you call her that name?
Because it's cute, it's funny, it's black, it signals because the big mama of the house is the grandma, right? And the grandma runs the house.
You don't know about no Big Mama, you white.
Yeah, huh? I heard Trump's Surgeon General. Trump had a Surgeon General who was black. He said, "Tell your pop, tell your big mama, tell your abuela that you love them," or something like that. And
something like that.
Yeah, something about COVID safety.
True. That's a colloquialism. I don't even listen to that. Big Mama.
Yeah.
That came from out deep south.
Nice.
Way
Jerome
down
something. Black
But anyway.
mama's boy, Surgeon General under Trump.
Like what under Trump?
He was the Surgeon General. At least he was better. He was a better Surgeon General than the first black female Surgeon General under Bill Clinton, who said that boys should do we should teach the big M in schools so that we'd reduce teen pregnancy, so that they're just being self-indulgent rather than having sex as teenagers. That way we reduce teen pregnancy. Degenerate. It was so degenerate that the black on the inside Bill Clinton White House fired her after that. You don't know that story?
No.
Yeah, it was a crazy story.
Yeah, you're right. That was a crazy story.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yes.
There's no such thing as Big Mama. I think Michelle is fine. Anybody's 5 feet 11, weigh 170, 180 pounds. That is not a Big Mama.
She's
That's
cute.
a fine mama.
I think that she is mildly attractive, although she is aging and she is getting a little bit of a harsher look, a harder look on her face, and her hair's a bit black. I mean, her hair's a bit like receded, or I don't know. It's something. It's like black style braided or something, and that was not looking good because I saw Jesse Lee Peterson on Owen Schroyer, War Room with Owen Schroyer, my competitor, on Infowars.com, and she was not looking as attractive as she normally does. Michelle Obama. But hey, she's probably in her 50s or 60s.
She's in her 60s.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Let's find out. 60 years old. Oh, my. Well, that's fine. Obama's 63. Wow. I did not know that. Okay.
The longer you stay on Earth here, you can get older.
Yeah.
Another trip around the sun.
Yeah. Ball Earth
but you
or
still
flat
haven't
Earth?
explained to me why white people never says the whites.
I do. I use the whites.
You never said that.
Yeah, I have. I talk about the whites pretty regularly, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Is your nose going longer?
No, I do talk about the whites. I said that the DOJ, the Department of Injustice, was founded to go after the whites.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, in the South, because the DOJ was founded.
I don't listen every day.
Yeah. In the South post Civil War, the Department of Injustice was founded to go after the KKK, which is to say the whites.
They're supposed to.
Right, but that's how they were founded. They're supposed to because they're evil, and they're evil attacking the Southerners.
Blacks.
No, the Southern whites.
The Klan attacked the blacks.
They may have, but that's not the main. That wasn't the original purpose, I don't think.
That was the original purpose.
I think that they did not like the Southern occupiers, like the Southern military. I mean, the Northern occupiers, the Union people, the carpetbaggers from the North coming in.
You forgot that.
And they were using blacks. They were putting like illiterate blacks in office. And so what I heard was that the KKK, the original KKK, was founded to oppose that stuff. And they may have gone, I don't know, it was different things. Yeah. And so he was going after the whites. And they came up with this fake racism thing. And so the DOJ has always been very selective and anti-white, anti-South, anti-states' rights, anti-independence. They are wolves in sheep's clothing.
I mean, why would they go after the South?
Because the South were the rebels.
That's what they were called, rebels.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Rebels mean rebel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was they rebelling against?
The oppressive federal government.
They wasn't really oppressed. Come on, man. Come on.
I don't know.
It was called Johnny Reb.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't either, but I can read. You read?
I read a little.
You read a lot. Plus, you got that artificial intelligence in front of you.
Yeah, that's true. But AI is liberal. AI is liberal propaganda.
You know, I think that's what Mark has. That's all he got is that artificial intelligence thing.
Yeah.
He's a lonely old white man.
Well, I'm going to read.
Man.
I'm going to be reading.
I want to see this thing old Danny boy.
I'm going to be reading his 24-page books, so I'll come back with some knowledge.
Oh, he wrote a book.
Yeah. Oh no, he didn't necessarily read a book, but he sent me a book that I'm going to read. It's good. It's good hearing from you, Stephen in Maryland. I wish you well, man. 87.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Take care.
You too.
Bye. No Joel Friday today. The Fallen State is coming up, guys. TFS, as you know. David in Ocala, Florida, is on the line here. David, thank you for calling and holding, man. How you doing?
Hey, I had to call about the middle school weed smokers.
Yeah. Isn't that terrible?
Well, I started smoking in the 6th grade. I was 10 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I told you that before, right?
If you did, it didn't stick in my memory.
Yeah, man. I started burning at 10 and smoking cigarettes, and I got drunk the first time I was like 10 and a half, almost 11 years old, whatever.
So you were doing pot at 10?
Yes.
And it was.
And I got a memory like a trap door. That's what I call it.
Well, hey, the pot wasn't the same back then as it was in the 90s, or much less today.
Actually, it was better.
Right, but it was not as destructive to your mind, maybe.
Well, it lasted longer.
Oh.
The stuff here don't last as long, yeah. Well, pot helps people, man. Some people have some, medical issues that it helps.
I've heard that. Better. I'm not going to dispute it because I don't know. Yeah, right. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I'm listening to you.
No. That's all I was going to say was I heard that. Well, I'm not going to dispute it because I don't know. But go ahead.
Well, the reason I say that is because when they started urine testing at work and stuff for insurance companies, I was still doing that. So I was probably like 30, 29, something like that. Anyway, that's what moved me over to taking pills, man. And that is not good, okay? And so I was wrong to do that, but I knew that it was legal. You follow what I'm saying? Because I got it from a doctor. I got it from a pharmacist. And a lot of people did that and got trapped into the opiate addiction thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. But you know what the chat is saying? Lisa, our resident health expert, says that explains a lot, David.
I knew that. Listen, though, this is how good my memory is. When I was 2 years old, I lived in College Park, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta. I tried to ride my bicycle to the store to get a soda, okay?
Okay.
And they caught me, a block up the road, And back then, this is how long ago this is. They had houses on the corner that were the convenience stores. They were old houses with these huge coolers in there that you'd walk in and open up, and there'd be these bottles, 16-ounce bottles of soda. So,
wow.
My parents evidently had taken me to the store.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just decided, hey, man, I'm going to ride up there myself.
That's pretty cool, man.
I also had a friend of mine in the car business that used to call me his memory. He would call me and ask me about something that he forgot, and I'd give him the answer to the question, and he would say, "Thank you, memory."
Interesting.
So it doesn't.
Well, hey, you're the exception. Do you know anybody who has smoked a lot of pot and their short-term memory is shot? Isn't that like a known symptom of excessive, chronic, meaning over too much time, over a long period of time, pot use, that their memory is gone? Or are my friends just tripping and they just have poor memories and it's just a fear-mongering old wives' tale propaganda?
Well, they're probably doing it too much. Yeah, they're probably just way over smoking. Now, I could understand. I was never like that. I was just do a little bit and chill out, type thing. I wasn't into just keep going,
Yeah.
Because sometimes it brings on paranoia.
Right.
And
I've heard.
So it does that. But hey, since I'm on here real quick, I just want to comment this and I'll get off. I saw Melania Trump last night being interviewed on a TV show.
Okay.
And her and Jacqueline Kennedy and her are the most beautiful first ladies, that ever were in the White House.
Nice. Right on.
And Michelle Obama has a back like a man.
Well, I mean, some gals are just big-boned.
Yeah, but I'm out on that, okay? I don't want to be feeling like I got a man laying next to me.
Oh.
And the other thing is she does have...
Well, you don't have to worry about that. She's Obama's wife.
Well, I understand that. But she does have influence. The caller before was like, she can't do anything. Oh, no, that lady has a lot of influence over people's minds.
Yeah.
Just like Oprah Winfrey.
Right.
But that?
Yeah, I do, although you blame the easily influenced. It's like when you get scared, some people overreacted that, like Joe Rogan, my competitor, some of these different people have not necessarily endorsed Trump, or they've endorsed somebody else, and people overreact because they're scared, in my opinion. I think they're scared, or they hate somebody not supporting, not agreeing with them, or they're scared that they're going to influence people. But the whole point of my competitor and guys like Hake and Hake's competitors is that we think independent-mindedly, and so too, hopefully, do our listeners. So my listeners don't have to agree with me. They're independent-minded people. So they think for themselves, and so hopefully do my competitors, viewers, and listeners think for themselves. They're not necessarily going to be influenced negatively by my competitor not being smart enough to know that Trump is the man for the job.
Well, because people who vote for Trump want less government.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
And that's the real deal that's going on. And that's the problem with what you had on with Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Their government, they're just like the Obamas, they're government, pro-government, and we need government out of our lives. They have just messed up everything that they get their hands on.
Yeah.
Okay? So, that's why I wouldn't vote for Kamala or they just don't have common sense. I mean, common sense tells you it's not right. Abortion's wrong. Okay? It's not, you shouldn't use it for birth control.
Yeah.
So, but all those people are same-minded. They come from the same place. They never struggled, most of them in life. They were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and their parents told them they were going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread since they were a baby. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, you think about that. You can guarantee Michelle Obama's Mama told her, "You're gonna be great one day."
Right.
Anyway, all right, man. Thanks for letting me come on and talk about the middle school kids, that get doing, they're doing it for a reason. It's helping them psychologically, I believe, some way. Okay, because that's what it was doing for me when I was a kid. It was chilling me out.
Well, kids also like candy, and that quote unquote helps them psychologically sometimes, but it doesn't mean that it's good for them.
You're correct, because I was big into candy also. Hey, have a great weekend, man. Thanks
You
for
too.
letting me bring that up.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Good old David in Ocala. He's a young boomer, actually. He's just older than Gen X. Shall I give Kyle in Massachusetts another chance? Kyle, we'll give you one more chance. How are you doing, man?
I'm sorry, brother. Am I coming in not that bad?
You're coming in okay, but I prefer you be indoors so that we don't hear all this outdoor noise.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
So basically, I just want to say, the name Kamala found this kind of fit. Well, first I'll start with the word COVID.
Yeah.
I found this out recently that if you were to put that into Jewish numerology or Hebrew numerology, it comes out to, if you reversed it, which is what occultists do, it comes out to Dybbuk, which is an ancient Hebrew demon that possesses multiple people and villages. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but I was also thinking about it. And that's a real thing, too. Isn't that kind of frightening when you think about it?
I mean, that's what sicknesses are, kind of, in a manner of speaking. I don't know. Right. I don't really care. It's not frightening to me. But
no, I'm not trying to fright you. I'm just saying, like,
it is kind of
fascinating.
It is kind of fun. It's fun. It's a fun little tidbit. It is kind of spooky. Yeah, spooky.
Spooky. We are in spooky season.
Yeah, we are.
We are in spooky season.
I'm getting a lot of tinniness. Are you on regular phone? Maybe are you on AirPods? Come to regular phone for the sake of my show.
All right, I'll just yell. I'll just yell into my phone.
You sound so good right now. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, no. Yeah, and it was the guy that I'm not gonna plug him. Yeah,
Thank you.
Obviously, but the guy that I was watching the thing that said that, like, he's like this guy's a PhD in musicology and ethnomusicology at Ohio State. So this isn't coming from like some guy on a computer, some like nerd. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like this guy's like a really smart guy.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, if you put COVID into, it's either if you reverse COVID or if you put COVID into Hebrew like language. I'm butchering it, but that comes out to Dybbuk, which is an ancient demon. I just thought you'd get it, and that actually does fit the season that we're in. But I'll go on to Kamala Harris. So Kamala.
Yes.
That's kind of an interesting kind of name. So Kabbalah is ancient Jewish, ancient sects of Hebrew black magic, Kabbalah.
Kabbalah. Yeah. I've heard of that. That's what Madonna was into, I heard. Kabbalah.
Yeah, and she's holding up really well, right, Hake?
No, she did for... No, man. I mean, she looks like she's already been embalmed.
She's fun to look at, though.
Not to me. Not anymore.
She's funny. I meant funny to look at. Like, very, very much. I mean, I get a real kick when I see pictures of Madonna, which I never do.
I've always kind of liked her. not in a moral way, of course, but in a, her songs are catchy, they're iconic, and all the degenerate songs are always iconic, right? Or all the iconic songs are always degenerate, so it's not good. But also,
100%.
she seems like somewhat of an independent thinker. I liked the fact that her, never mind. She had like a son 10 years ago. He was like 13, and he was a fan of hers. And then, there was this funny story with her and Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams was jealous of Madonna's son because Madonna's son was a fan who went with her a lot, and then he got sick of her, I think, and went with his father, Guy Ritchie, I think. And meanwhile, Wendy Williams, who's this black talk show host who appeared on the American Anchor Baby's little Friday intro for Jesse Lee Peterson today, her son was also 13, like 10 years ago, I guess. And her son only wanted to be with his father, not with Wendy. And so she started crying on her own show because she was jealous that Madonna's son liked her for a little bit, but Wendy Williams' son liked his father. Anyway.
Oh, man, that's sad. I mean,
it's not sad. I think it's normal. It's good that boys go with their fathers, not with their mothers.
No. I mean, it's sad that Wendy Williams is even in the background of our culture at all. But God bless Wendy Williams. She's done so good for the boomer women, just watching her mindlessly, just brainwashing
That's
them.
true. That's so degenerate. That's so like turning men into women. It's not good. It's terrible.
100%.
Yeah, she's like Oprah. She's like not as bad as Oprah, maybe only because Oprah's bigger than her, culture-wise.
Well, she would be. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, like she would be Oprah if she could get to that level, but I think she's not. She's definitely not as intelligent as Oprah.
Right.
So she doesn't, and she probably doesn't have the killer instinct that like Oprah had. Because I mean, look at all the damage that Oprah's done. Like, look at how big she's gotten. I mean, I was watching Oprah against my will as a child. Like in the late 90s, early 2000s, but like, just look at like Oprah now, and it's just, I mean, obviously Wendy Williams would become Oprah if she could. I just don't think she's intelligent enough and has like the killer instinct.
And now I think she has like she had a condition at some point recently, so I'm not sure what she's doing. She might have retired. Anyway,
just probably plastic surgery. I mean, because like she's otherwise like visibly healthy. It's probably just plastic surgery stuff at that point. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
Know, man.
I don't know. But
anyway.
But I was gonna say there's music and we were talking about like music and mind control. But I wanted to say just to touch on the when we talked last, I did look into this was a few talks here. Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia out of the Southwest, working on Rockets. So very brilliant guy, not just this burnout hippie that they fed to the boomers that he was, and they were jamming in their garage, and all of a sudden they came up with the name Grateful Dead. And what's funny is the Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia claimed, and this is true, that he found that in a dictionary, opened up a dictionary and found it, and then they looked through every dictionary from that era, and no one could find it. So basically the Grateful Dead means grateful to be worshiping, grateful to be dead, like, let the dead bury the dead. And if you ever go to you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, and all their music is very complex. There's a lot of strange lyrics that are multi-layered. There's a lot of cybernetic stuff in there. If your viewers know about Norbert Wiener, God or Gollum, he was one of the founders of the CIA, I believe, and he is also the father of cybernetics, and that's in the 40s. And that links to Jerry Garcia. And, so so if you look into some of the words in there's actually a song by the Grateful. I'll just give you one of these ones. I'm Uncle Sam in a rock and roll band. There's one of their lyrics and one of their classic tunes in the late 60s, when San Francisco was really popping off with all the hippie bullshit. That was all.
I gotta go, Kyle. I appreciate it, man. You cuss on accident. Take care.
Oh, crap.
Bye. Nice. Sorry, kids. Let's get to Michael in Canada. How you doing, Michael? It's good to hear from you.
How you, Hake?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm doing well as well.
Right on.
So, don't cuss on the air, man.
Exactly.
Children are listening.
Yeah.
Even French-Canadian children can be listening.
That's true, so watch your French.
Or I can cuss in French either.
Yep. Nice.
So, I heard David talking about smoking pot.
Yeah. Bad example.
So, I'm pretty sure, only as you are, Hake, you never smoked pot, eh?
I plead the fifth. No, I never got into it at all. Never got into it. Yeah.
What's your perception of weed, pot, marijuana?
It smells awful. I know that even the good kids are doing it, and the good, quote unquote, good young people are doing it, but it's not for the good. And it's better not to get into things like this if you can help it, because that stuff gets a hold of you. And it's not just that, it's food, it is beer. I like beer. Alcohol, cigarettes, sex, schmornography, all that stuff. It's you don't want to be scared necessarily. If you have a healthy fear, I guess it's fine. But it's good to maintain your temperance. And there has been a lot of wisdom in just not even tempting yourself. Don't even look at it. Don't be around it. And other people do respect you. Like, you can be friends with these people, but just don't be around when they're doing that, because it's not like it even smells good. I mean, to them it smells good because they've learned to like that smell, because they associate it with the good feelings. But anyway, yeah, that's my take.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, hey, maybe you'll be disappointed, but I smoke a lot of pot, man.
To this day?
Yeah, to this day. And I started smoking while I was 12, maybe.
Okay.
And what happened was I was funny when I was a kid, you know. So they didn't start me to smoke pot, but I smoked from day one every day till now. And I can tell you, and I will speak for me, because it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it costs money. Yeah, it smells awful, and I agree with you on that, because when I'm coming home and it smells pot, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm a pretty clean guy, so.
Nice.
But I was raised to work. Always work, be clean, and be respectable.
Right on.
With you and other people's. But anyway, I was a kid, and I was a little thug, like I told you.
A little thug.
And it was, you know, at that time, it was cool to smoke pot. You know, if you wasn't smoking pot, you was out of the group, maybe.
Yep.
Or you were not like them. But a lot of people that I know, after smoking pot, they've been going through other drugs, which I didn't do. I don't do drugs. I do drugs. I smoke pot, but
right, but not other drugs.
I never did drug in my life, like cocaine. I will not tell the name of the drugs, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And I think that is the problem with a lot of people. They cannot contain only smoking maybe pot. I don't. Maybe you should not, but that's what I tell to all the youngsters: never smoke pot. I'm not a role model. When you see me smoking pot, it's me. It's not you. You got to do you,
right?
Not me. And yeah, the problem is that people, I think, they cannot just smoking pot. They got to do something else for another thrill, which
That's true.
I'm not really the thrill. If I want thrill, I'm going to do skateboarding, free running, basketball, soccer, football, whatever. But I will not, take drugs. And that's the problem, maybe.
Yeah.
People are too, especially nowadays with all the phones and internet everywhere, and the kids they don't do nothing. They don't know how to work. They don't know what. So when they begin smoking pot, which is you become relaxed when you smoke pot, which can be good but can be bad too, because if you're not taught to work, it's going to be a bad rap for you, especially here, because you don't have to work to be paid.
Good point, man.
So you become a bum. And where I'm from, weed is legal, so it's a big problem, man.
Yeah. It means
but for me, if it was not for the money, it's not that a big problem. I mean, I should quit, but, I still work 7 days a week. My house is clean. I got food on my table, and everything's fine, man. But I don't recommend to smoking pot, kid. Don't do it.
Nice.
Fair I was message. Just a young kid. I was with other people, and I thought I was part of the group, which today I regret because it's pretty hard to stop. You can be addicted to pot. You can.
Yeah.
Sure.
Doom Jesus says studies are now showing a connection between chronic pot use and schizophrenia. So
well, I'm not schizophrenic, and I don't hear voices.
Good.
And I don't talk to nobody when I'm alone. I know what schizophrenia is. I grew up with, not in my family, but, I'm from the ghetto, quote unquote, so I know what it is. I know what mental health is, mental issue. Trust me, I grew up with crackheads and all that. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's good to hear from you, man. Thank you for your input on this.
Have a nice day. Hey, God bless you, man. Keep on doing the great work you do, man.
You too. Appreciate you, Michael in Canada.
Bye-bye.
Bye. A great guy. Hake has 270 plus voices in his head, says Blur. That may be accurate. I don't know. Some super chats, fellas, ladies, gents, or one anyway. From Matthew on YouTube, 3 coffees. Hey, do you... Oh, do you, I knew that it said that too. Let's go over here. Hake, do you use... Let's just do this. Sorry, kids, ladies, gents. No, I don't need a bottle on my... You think JLP would allow that? Okay, so what he said was, Hake, do you use a bottle on your show? You don't take breaks anymore, just wondering. Anyway, Mark be with you. Or anyways, Mark be with you. I heard that the English say anyways. And then the Americans are supposed to say anyway. English can say anyways. And American English, you only say anyway, I think. Or right. I heard. Don't know if that's true. But thank you, Matthew, on YouTube. Appreciate that. Shout out to the Facebook crew. Cigarettes smell worse, in my opinion. IMO, says Lisa. He's a productive pothead, a functioning pothead, indeed. A functional, whatever. Hake, do you disavow Halloween? No, I do not, actually. I like it. It's fun. And it came from the Druids. I don't know, I forget. Whatever. Useless PSA. Yeah, indeed, true. Thank you, guys. This has been the Hake Report. Shout out to the people in the Rumble crew. Ohio Sentinel says there's a verse where it says, where words are many, sin is not absent. Not sure the verse. Thank you, Ohio Sentinel 2023. And shout out to Turd Flying Monkey 45. I feel like if I say it fast, then it's okay to say. Whatever. This has been the Hake Report. I got to end. It's Fob Friday. Shout out to the D Live crew. Shall I give... What's up, GG Cash? Thank you for the lemons. Nice. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. I don't know the name of this track, but you're going to hear it if you stick around and don't mute, and you're going to like it. Adios, America. The Fallen State. Coming up next. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
希望呢位女士亦代表咗在場嘅某一啲朋友嘅心聲。
Jacky Cheung
送俾你哋輕撫你的臉。
CHEUNG。
一雙手去輕輕撫你的臉
So nice.
輕輕的接觸，柔軟若面，天真的眼睛緊緊閉着地去等，似醉了盼我將愛你的字句說一遍。你可知我心編織了謊話，不知怎去講，難以直言。
Live in Hong Kong.
點起香煙，說聲心中溫暖似煙。
1991.
算了算了，我躲進煙霧裏，乍看不見那點點的燭光，像冷冷的箭。我呼吸急促的聲音，竟全作改變。
What is this communist tripe?
這一刻的心中亂作一片，我不得不解釋，這段愛已經改變。
Oh, Starbucks CEO. I'll have to get to that Monday. Jacky. He dyed his hair.
輕輕的接觸，柔軟若面，天真的眼睛隱隱透着淚水，碎了碎了記憶裏，竟是插上白枝枝，一雙手去輕輕撫你的臉。
Thank you.
Well,
oh, Jacky.
I guess it's the tie, huh?
Thank you, guys. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Bye.